Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Detroit Deriku, and on this channel, we love everything Cyber Dragon and or K9. And today, we'll be discussing the K9 Cyber Dragon deck list, and I'll show you guys the one-card combo with Cyber Dragon Core, as well as going over the deck list. So, without further ado, we'll get started. So, we run 3 Emergency, 3 Realm, 2 Chaotic, 1 Case, 3 Core, 3 Claw, 3 Noroi, 3 Azuna, 1 Jokul, 1 Lantern, 1 Lupus, 1 Force Released. Hand traps, we got 3 Ash, 3 Fua, 2 Droll. These next cards are your bricks. You do not want to see these cards in your opening hand. This deck, unfortunately, plays a lot of bricks, but it has a very high ceiling for end board. So that's going to be Hertz, Cyber Dragon, Worm, Chimera, Power Bond, Clockwork, Spell Canceller, Disablaster, Therion, and then these are your combo extenders to play defense against your opponent. You have Talent, Called By, and Crossout. For the extra deck, we have Fortress, Mega Fleet, Rampage, Heosavog, Chaos Angel, Nova, Infinity, Jax, Ripper, Werewolf, Valon, Quinquiri, Cleafor Genius, SP, and Clockwork Knight. For the side deck, we have our going second cards like Imperm, Nib, Perilia, and Ghostbell. And then we have our going first cards, an additional Clockwork, Solemn Judgment, Rivalry, Anti-Spell, and Vistial Magnabot. Alright, so without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started and into the combo. During the combo guide, pay close attention to where I'm placing everything because placement in this deck matters. That way you can get your full combo with Cleafor Genius and have your right columns for your Disablaster. So without further ado, we normal summon Core, search Realm, activate Realm, searching Chimera, additional normal summon with Realm, Link summon into Clockwork using Core, Clockwork effect, popping Realm, searching Clockwork Knight, Chimera effect, pitching Clockwork Knight to search Power Bond, Link summon into Cleafor, Chimera graveyard effect, pitching Worm, Worm graveyard effect, pitching Hertz to special summon, Hertz graveyard effect to, oh no, Worm's effect to add back Realm. Now Hertz graveyard effect, adding Cyber Dragon, Power Bond to summon Rampage using Hertz and Core. Here I use Rampage's effect to dump an additional Core. That way we have more names in the graveyard and follow-up for next turn. Now we go into Ripper using Worm and Rampage. Rampage effect, or Ripper's effect, pitching Rampage to search Jokul. Jokul effect to summon itself and Cyber Dragon in the Cleafor zones. Cleafor effect to add Spell Canceller. Jokul effect to add Lantern. Clockwork graveyard effect, pitching Spell Canceller to add Therion King. From here, we go into Quinquiri using Jokul and Cyber Dragon, positioning her right under Cleafor Genius. Use Quinquiri's effect, pitching Jokul, and special summoning Spell Canceller to your side of the field. Using Lantern's effect, targeting Jokul into the Cleafor zones. Activating Cleafor's effect to search Disablaster. using Lantern's effect to search either case or force release. I recommend force release just in case your opponent has a way to out spell canceller. That way you have more disruption. Here we go into Chaos Angel using Jokul and Lantern. No effect. And we go into SP Little Knight using Quinqueri and Cleave for Genius. No effect. Therion King using Chimera. And then lastly, we special summon Disablaster in the zone where our opponent can link summon. So, and then lastly, we'll set the force release. So with this end board, what you have accomplished now is you have a graveyard and hand effect negate. You have a removal by banish. You have them floodgated out of spell trap or spells. And additionally, you have all your monsters that can't be destroyed by battle. You have an Omni negate, and then you have Disablaster blocking this column with any effects, mostly for any links that your opponent may summon here. So like this combo and end board is really good against Yummy because they have to put their Snatchy here since they have SP, since you have SP in this column here. So not a lot of the decks out there run Chaos Angel, and I think Chaos Angel is amazing to not only protect your spell canceller but also your Disablaster. With this end board, I will often play into Fua or Parelia because when it comes to this end board, unless your opponent has 3 evenly matched in their hand, there's not much that they can do to out this board. So that is the 1-card combo for Cyber Dragon Core. We'll go ahead and end it there, and we will talk about some of the siding patterns and or options for different extra deck slots. So your siding patterns for going first, I typically obviously take out the Fuas. Set your 3. And then we normally take out 1 Claw for Bastille since he can search it. And then for Clockwork's a little bit open. You can honestly take out whatever you have in mind. I traditionally like to go with either an emergency or chaotic elements. But honestly, I usually go emergency. And that would be our going first side out patterns. Go ahead and reset that. That didn't do it. I shuffled it. All right, whatever. All right, so go back to our original deck list. Let's see, get everything in here. What am I missing? Oh, Clockwork. That should be everything. Alrighty, and then going second. Going second is a little bit more difficult. It's more matchup dependent on what you want to side out. But traditionally, I'll get rid of talent, called by, and cross out for like Nib. And then I'll do some searchers. So take 1 emergency for an imperm, 1 claw for an imperm, and 1 chaotic for an imperm. And then going second, you're not going to really have access to your spell canceller line, so I'll take out spell canceller, and then I'll sometimes take out Therion King, and that's normally what I side in. And then this is for Ghost Spell, it's matchup dependent, and those are the side out patterns. So we'll just go back into that. So yeah, Lastly, let's cover some of the open slots for the extra deck. So, absolutely mandatory, you have to run Clockwork, and you have to run Cleafort, Quinquiri. I recommend running Werewolf. I wouldn't see why you wouldn't unless you wanted to cut Force Release. You have to run Ripper. Jax is an open slot. Have to run Infinity and Nova. I highly recommend Chaos Angel. Like I said before, not a lot of people that run this deck run Chaos Angel, but it gives you battle protection for your Spell Canceller and Disablaster. Heosavog is not mandatory, but a really good tech. Rampage is necessary, and then other good techs are your Fortress and Mega Fleets, just to deal with some links that are kind of a pain. And then if you can't go the optimal route for the end board, then you can just use Clockwork to just, contact fuse everything. But that's the deck list, and that's the combo. So if you guys have any questions or you want more content like this, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know in the comments. So I appreciate everything. You guys take care. I'm out.